Alright. So I'm gonna today I'm gonna continue with another reading. But today what we do have is some background music for us to listen to as I read this, just to create a little more ambience and vibes. Especially now it's late at night and we can probably just have a good time together. And I'm trying to find one article. It's gonna be real quick, but let's just talk about how game theory will change your life. Okay, game theory will change your life, the invisible rules running every interaction. Read this once and you'll never see human interaction the same way again. Let's play a game. You and your partner in crime just got arrested. Police separated you into different cells. You can't communicate or coordinate. The detective walks into your cell with an offer. Here's the deal. Betray your partner, testify against them, and you walk free while they rot for 10 years. But if they betray you first, you're the one getting 10 years while they walk. He leans back in his chair. Let that sink in. Or you both stay silent, we can only hold you for a year each. Minor charges. You are sitting there trying to think through every possibility. If you both stay silent, 1 year each. Best collective outcome. If you betray and they stay silent, you are free, they get 10 years. If they betray and you stay silent, they are free, you get 10 years. If you both betray, 5 years each. The logical move for the group is silence. 1 year is nothing, walk out, move on with life. But from your individual perspective, betrayal seems safer. Because what if your partner is sitting in the cell right now thinking the exact same thing? What if they are already cutting a deal? If they betray you and you stay silent, you're fucked. 10 years. But if you betray them first, worst case you both get 5 years. Best case, you walk free. So you betray and your partner betrays and you both get 5 years. Worst outcome than if you had just trusted each other and stayed silent. This is the prisoner's dilemma and you just lived it. Welcome to Game Theory. Months of reading condensed into one post. Books littered across my room, The Evolution of Cooperation by Robert Axelrod, Thinking Strategically by Dixit and Neil Buff, The Art of Strategy by the same duo, Nash Originals paper on Equilibrium theory, Maynard Smith's work on evolutionary game theory. Sticky notes everywhere connecting concepts on my whiteboard, on my desk, on my wall, on my floor. Black coffee with raw honey steaming next to me. That smell grounding me completely while my brain fires through frameworks faster than I can type. The dopamine and norepinephrine has me wired. Ambient music playing low, something atmospheric and minimal, no lyrics to compute for processing power. I've been living inside game theory since I first learned about it, seeing it everywhere, in every conversation and every interaction. And I'm about to fundamentally change how you see the world. Because once you understand game theory, you can't unsee it. Every social interaction becomes visible math. Every relationship becomes a strategic game with payoffs and equilibria. It sounds cold and calculated, but it's just reality. The invincible mathematics behind the games we are all playing to survive and succeed. Most people are playing blindfolded, making moves without understanding the game. You are about to see the board. What game theory actually is. Real life consists of bluffing, of little tactics of deception, of asking yourself what is the other man going to think I mean to do. And that is what games are about in my theory. John von Neumann. Game theory is the scientific study of strategic decision making. It analyzes situations where your outcome depends not on what you do, but on what others do. And that's basically every human interaction. Your salary negotiation, game theory. Your boss wants to pay you less, you want to earn more. So the outcome depends on how you both play. Your relationship, game theory. You have preferences, your partner has preferences. Sometimes they align, sometimes they conflict. How you navigate that determines the relationship outcome. Choosing a restaurant with friends, game theory. Everyone has preferences but needs to coordinate. Someone has to compromise or nothing happens. Applying for jobs, game theory. You are competing against other candidates. Your strategy affects their chances, their strategy affects yours. Posting on social media, game theory. You are competing for attention in a finite attention economy. Your content strategy affects everyone else's reach. All of it, or human interaction, strategic decision making where outcome depends on multiple players' choices. And most people are terrible at it because they don't understand the structure of the games they are playing. They optimize for the wrong things. Cooperate when they should defect. Defect when they should cooperate. Stay in bad equilibria because they don't see the better outcomes available. Game theory makes the invisible visible. John Nash figured out something that changed how we understand strategic behavior. In any game with multiple players, there's often a point where nobody wants to change their strategy even though everyone could be better off if they all change together. That is Nash equilibrium, stable but not necessarily optimal. For example, you and your partner have been living in the same city for 5 years. You both have decent jobs, but you have both outgrown it. You want to move to a bigger city, career opportunities, higher salary, professional growth. Your partner wants to move somewhere quieter, space, peace, better for raising kids eventually. You both want to move but in opposite directions. So you talk about it. Neither wants to give up their dreams for the others. Moving to the big city for your career feels like asking your partner to sacrifice their dreams. Moving to the quiet town for their peace feels like you are giving up your ambitions. So you do nothing. Stay where you are. It's the safest bet because nobody has to sacrifice. Years pass. You watch dream job opportunities in bigger markets come and go. Promotions you would have gotten and salary jumps you have missed. Your partner never gets the space and peace they craved. Still live in the medium-sized city that neither career hub nor peaceful retreat. Both stuck, both worse off than if one of you had just made a move. This is Nash equilibrium. You're both making the best choice given what the other is doing, but you're locked into a shit outcome because changing will require coordination you can't achieve. And this pattern is everywhere. Companies stuck in pricing wars, both would profit more if they raise prices together, but neither wants to be the first because the other could undercut them. So they stay in low profit equilibrium. Friends stuck in shallow relationships, everyone wants deeper connection, but nobody wants to be the vulnerable first, so you all stay surface level. Stable but unsatisfying. No one wants to share the uncomfortable story or ask the deeper questions. Political parties stuck in polarization, both would benefit from cooperation, but defecting is safer so you get permanent gridlock. The key to escaping Nash equilibrium is communication and commitment. You need to coordinate strategy changes simultaneously. But most people never even recognize they're stuck in an equilibrium. They think this is just how things are. It's not. It's a strategic trap you could escape if you understood the game structure. Cooperation for mutual benefit, a survival strategy very common in nature, is one that humanity needs to emulate. Eugene Odom. I think I'll continue reading this tomorrow. But what I think right now is that it's a very interesting thing. I managed to study this when I was in China, and honestly, I found this to be one of the most interesting concepts because, there's this YouTube channel called Predictive History, and I've been very hooked onto it when, this Professor Jiang was sharing all his knowledge. And he actually uses game theory to analyze all the different scenarios in the world and the different situations that exist in the world game today. So, for example, he uses that to analyze the American Empire, the petrodollar, as well as why the Israel-America war is happening, breaking down them into different stakeholders, analyzing their different missions, their purposes, their goals, and why they're doing certain things. And that leads him to make certain predictions that, to be fair, are pretty true and has happened and reflected in our world today. I think a lot of this requires deep thought, and really that game theory can really lead to a better understanding and nuance in the world, especially when it comes to our knowledge. And yeah, I think today will be a really quick one, so I will just stop here for today. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading on more and probably one day going deeper into game theory once I have better knowledge about it. Yep, thanks for listening today. I'm gonna sleep soon and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye bye.